Cooking restaurant quality roasted pork loin could not be any easier. Now on this video, I'm going to show you what could be the easiest way to roast a beautiful pork loin so that it comes out with a crispy exterior while remaining tender and juicy on the inside. And make sure you watch until the end, where I'll give you a simple, delicious compound butter recipe that you can use to take the flavor of this pork loin to the next level. This butter is so versatile you can use it the same way to instantly level up roasted chicken, turkey, fish, or veggies. But first, let's dive in to the easiest way to roast a restaurant quality pork loin. The first step to cooking a really good pork loin roast is to dry off the surface of the roast. You can pat it dry with a paper towel, but if you are able to, you can plan ahead and leave it uncovered in the refrigerator overnight. The refrigerator is a very effective way of drying off the surface of meat. Now, by drying the surface of the roast really well, you can get a crispier exterior and achieve that golden brown color that looks so appealing and tastes so good. To help the roast keep its shape while it cooks, we're going to score the fat cap in a crosshatch pattern. This not only helps the fat render a little more efficiently, but will also prevent the roast from buckling and curling up as much on each end. Now, you see the same process and the same technique used with other proteins such as duck breast. Now, if you don't want to or are intimidated by this process, you can skip it and just move on to the seasoning step. But scoring the fat cap is pretty simple. I think you should give it a try. Now, the trick is you want to cut just through the fat, but not deep into the muscle like I did on my second knife stroke. But if you do, it's not the end of the world. Now, another technique that can be used at this point to help the roast keep its shape and cook more evenly is trussing the roast with butcher's twine. But since this video is about the easiest way to roast a pork loin, I'm just going to link a tutorial video in the description so that if you'd like to learn how to do it, you can watch that and I'll go over how to truss a roast. If you don't truss the loin, it will still cook up beautifully. It just won't have as round of a shape when it's done. The slices will have a more oblong shape like this one that I cooked without trussing. Whether you scored and trussed your roast or decided to go ahead and skip that part, we now come to the next step, which is seasoning the pork loin. Now, the simplest way to season your loin is with just salt and pepper, but really, this is where you can introduce all sorts of flavors in a variety of ways. You could use your favorite spice rub. I highly recommend like a good garlic and herb spice rub. It goes particularly good with pork, but you could use any spice rub you love. You could use a flavored oil or butter or a delicious marinade or brine. Now, if you do decide to marinate or brine your loin, just make sure to dry off the surface of the meat again before roasting it to help with the browning process. You don't want it to be wet when you go ahead and start roasting it. And now, since this video is focusing on the easiest way to roast a restaurant quality pork loin, I'm going to stick with salt and pepper for this video. To help with crisping up the exterior as well as helping the salt and pepper stick to the roast, I like to brush on a light coating of oil or melted butter and then season generously with salt and pepper on all sides of the roast. We're now ready to get the cooking process started. Step 3. Roast uncovered on high heat. And just like anything else we roast, we want the pork loin to be on a rack so that the hot air of the oven can circulate all around as well as underneath the roast. If you place the roast directly on the pan, the heat of the pan will cause the bottom to cook much quicker than the rest, leading to really uneven cooking. So for proper roasting, we will use a rack. Let's go ahead and preheat the oven to 400 degrees. If you have one of these handy oven-safe probes like this, you can go ahead and insert it now. If all you have is a regular meat thermometer, you can totally use that. That is fine. I'll give approximate times where you can check the temperature. Once the oven is preheated to 400 degrees, it is time to put the roast in the oven. Set the timer for 40 minutes, at which time we are ready for step 4, baste with fat. So after this first 40 minutes is up, the roast should be at an internal temperature of about 90 to 95 degrees. We're going to pull it out of the oven and brush on some fat, like oil or melted butter. This fat helps with the browning process, but it also leads to a more moist and juicy roast because the fat creates a moisture barrier on the exterior and it slows down the evaporative process. This is why I only recommend basting with fat, not stock or any other liquids. Keep it to fat. Now this is the perfect time to introduce some more flavor by way of a compound or flavored butter. Again, we can just use plain butter or oil if that's what you want to do. It works just as good, but I want to show you a recipe for an easy compound butter you can use to level up the flavor of this pork loin. You can make it while the roast is in the oven during that first 40 minutes. You can make a great compound butter without a food processor or stand mixer, although both are certainly useful if you do have them. With softened butter, you can just mix all of your garlic and herbs by hand. This recipe is a good place to start, but feel free to customize it to your own tastes. Do you love oregano? Well, add some. Want a brighter, more citrusy butter? Just add more lemon. You can make it your own. Now, once you've mixed everything together well, take about a quarter or a third of the butter and melt it for basting this roast. Then the rest you can roll into a log and keep in your fridge for other uses. Here's how you do that. Just scoop the soft butter onto the center of a sheet of plastic wrap, fold the plastic over it, and then roll the butter on the counter while holding both ends of plastic snugly against the butter like so. As you roll it, the butter will become a smooth, tight cylinder. Just tie off each end and store in the fridge. And as you need it, unwrap one end and slice off what you need. Okay, so where were we? We pulled the roast out of the oven after 40 minutes and we just basted it with fat. Now you can see the top of the roast is just starting to brown a little bit. If your roast has not begun browning at this point, you may want to increase the temperature in the oven to 425 for the rest of the cook. Now we're going to baste the roast one more time with fat before it is done. And what time we do that depends on how you like your pork roast. If you like a little bit of pink in the center of your pork loin, set your timer for 15 minutes, at which point you're going to take it out and baste it. If you don't want any pink in your roast, you're going to set your timer for 20 minutes for the second baste. When the 15 or 20 minute timer is up, pull the roast back out of the oven and brush on a second coat of fat. Now you can see that the roast took on much more color during this second round in the oven. After basting, return the pork to the oven for about 10 more minutes or until it reaches 130 degrees internal temperature for some pink, or 135 to 140 degrees for no pink. Once we reached our desired internal temperature and removed the roast, it's time to just let it rest. If you aren't already, get into the habit of always letting proteins rest before slicing into them. Steaks, chops, and chicken breasts should rest about 10 minutes, whereas roasts like this one should rest more like 30 to 45 minutes at least. During the resting periods, the perfect time to go ahead and cut away the butcher's twine that we used to truss the roast if you did that. When you're taking it off, just be careful not to rip off any of that nice golden brown crust that we developed. Once the pork is rested the 30 to 45 minutes, it's ready to serve. You're going to go ahead and slice it up and enjoy. You can see we got a really nice golden brown crispy exterior, which not only tastes great but provides a really nice crunchy texture to each slice of pork. And on the inside, it's plenty juicy, and I think you'll really enjoy this roasted pork loin recipe. It's very simple. There's lots of ways to add upon this and add flavor, and I'll do videos in the future showing more ways you can go ahead and cook a pork loin, but I just wanted to show the true basics of how to roast a piece of meat like this. Hopefully a pork loin is now part of your cooking repertoire. It's an inexpensive way to feed a bunch of people, and it really does taste delicious.